Welcome to our September 9th City Council meeting. At this time, we will go ahead and ask our lovely city clerk for roll.
Councilmember Tran.
Here.
Councilmember Muñetón.
Here.
Councilmember Aristegui.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Dovin.
Present.
Mayor Klopfenstein.
Here.
And Councilmembers Brightingham and Councilmember Nguyen are absent.
All right, at this time, we move into our invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. Our Assistant City Manager, Matt West, will lead us in our invocation. And if I could ask Councilwoman Yesenia Muñetón to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone would please rise.
Please prepare yourself according to your faith. Dear Lord, as we gather this evening, may our discussions be guided by wisdom, our judgments shaped by compassion, and our purpose strengthened by unity. Lord, let us also hold with gratitude those who dedicate themselves each day to the safety, health, and well-being of others. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
If we can take off our caps, turn and face the flag, put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So we're going to go a little out of order here. I'm going to ask that we pull consent item 2, which is adoption of a proclamation recognizing Mark Sermanian and Maria Stipe for being named the 25-26 Garden Grove Chamber of Commerce Man and Woman of the Year.
I
Do
move.
Motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Please call for the vote.
Motion received, 6 yes votes with Councilmember Brightingham absent.
And with that, we will then move back to presentations, which is item number 1 this evening, recognizing both of these wonderful people for being Man and Woman of the Year, and our Assistant City Manager, Matt West, has the spotlight.
Thank you. In recognition of Mark Sermanian and Maria Stipe for being named the 2025-2026 Garden Grove Chamber of Commerce Man and Woman of the Year. This evening, the Garden Grove City Council takes great pleasure in recognizing 2 extraordinary community members for their service and dedication to Garden Grove. I'd like to invite up Maria and Mark. Come on, Maria, you know the drill. Each year, the Garden Grove Chamber of Commerce selects 2 dedicated service-oriented individuals who embody community pride through their professional achievements and volunteer efforts, and it is the city's privilege to honor this year's recipients. We'll begin with the Man of the Year, Mark Sermanian. A former club kid himself, Mark has devoted nearly 20 years to the Boys and Girls Club of Garden Grove, where he now serves as Chief Executive Officer. Under his leadership and guidance, the organization has expanded to serve more than 6,000 youth daily at 67 sites across Garden Grove and neighboring cities. Mark has also given back through various leadership roles with the statewide Boys and Girls Club, Garden Grove Host Lions Club, and various advisory councils for education, youth, and public safety. Next, we have our Woman of the Year, Maria Stipe. Maria dedicated over 26 years of her career to the city of Garden Grove, retiring as Assistant City Manager. She guided vital efforts such as eliminating the city's structural budget deficit, leading outreach on district elections and Measure O, managing emergency operations during the COVID-19 pandemic, and securing over $55 million in federal recovery and grant funding. In retirement, Maria continues to serve as the current secretary of the Garden Grove Rotary Club, supporting projects that provide scholarships, food, clothing, and essential resources for local families. At this time, the mayor and city council would like to present a proclamation to Mark and Maria for their selection as the 2025 Garden Grove Chamber of Commerce Man and Woman of the Year. Congratulations.
Yes.
Good evening, Mayor Koffenstein, members of the City Council, and everyone here tonight. I'm deeply honored to receive the Community Spotlight and Proclamation along with my good friend Mark. Serving this community both through my professional career and volunteer efforts has been one of the greatest privileges of my life. I've had the opportunity to work alongside some of the most dedicated, passionate, and wonderful individuals, all working toward the same goal, making Garden Grove a better place for everyone. This recognition is especially meaningful to me because it reflects the love and commitment that I've felt for this community for so many, many years. Thank you to the City Council, to my colleagues, my fellow Rotarians, my family, and everyone who supports the City of Garden Grove. Maureen, my pickleball buddies. I'm truly grateful to all of you. Thank you. And now, Mark, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you so much. I'll echo what was already said. This is a great honor. It's a tremendous honor that I never quite honestly had imagined. And I just want to thank everybody involved. This city has been incredibly supportive over these last 18, almost 19 years. Everybody from the mayor to the council to the chief to all of you sitting on the side, the city manager and everybody in between. This work that we do would not be possible without your support. And this is a true community council. It's one that I'm very proud to have seen evolve over the years. And we're just so grateful to be able to do this work together with you all, because that's what we all need is everybody to chip in. So I want to thank my son for being here, for representing our family. My wife and two girls were a little ill tonight. So, but it's been a tremendous honor and pleasure. And I just thank you all for the love that you've shown along the way. Thank you.
Thank you. I can't think of two more deserving people in this community. You're both class acts and have given so much time and effort and dedication to Garden Grove, and it shows. So thank you both so much. So with that, the real fun begins. I can give you a few minutes if you'd like to. We're going to head into oral communication, so it's up to you. You're more than welcome to stay. But
I'll sit aside with her stuff.
All right, so with that, we will head into oral communication. I do have a handful of cards, so I'm going to go ahead and call you three at a time, and if you could queue up, and we'll try to run through these as quickly as we can. So first up will be Amara Tan Chung, followed by Nguyen Hung, followed by Dina Nguyen.
Sentur, Honorable City Council members, I am Amra Tan Chung, resident of District 5. I feel hurt and disappointed by the city's council's sheer lack of determination to do anything for the immigrant communities being affected by ICE raids, even to pass last meeting's proposed resolution brought up by Councilmember Revestighi, which is the very least thing that the city can do. I see that the council is adopting a proclamation of Hispanic Heritage Month in Agenda Item 3, but I fear that this may ring hollow with the council's previous inaction. As many residents are urging, more should be done to help immigrant families. Things like legal defense funds and food pantries. I grew up as VIT-Q, but I have studied and worked alongside many people of Mexican and other Latin American backgrounds who are disproportionately targeted by ICE. They are my friends, classmates, neighbors, and elders. They are excellent, hardworking peoples and deserve better. When I go to school and work, when I go to my neighborhood in the library, when I go to the grocery store, I want to be able to see them safe and well. So please do something if you sincerely care for this multi-ethnic and multicultural community. Gaman, you.
Thank you. Wang Hung, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nguyen Hung. I am Army Ranger, served in my country. Today I come in to only complain. Whenever you're doing, hi Philip, congratulations. Whenever you're doing here in the letter, I think everybody have it. You cannot use, city, their logo and city address and a city website and a city email for personal things. That's what I want to complain about. To Honorable Lisa Kim, Anina Primika, City Manager, Garden Grove City, California, and attention on the City Council Board, City Attorney, City Clerk, dear ladies and gentlemen, over the weekend, I received a flyer distributed in the community with a picture of a major program, Joe Doving, along with the logo, address, and a website of the City of Garden Grove, with a very private content. As a bilanguage English and Vietnamese journalist and member of the community in the two cities, Garden Grove and Westminster. I have a few questions and would like to asking you clarification the following question. Number one, Major Pro Tem Joe Doving, please confirm wherever the flyer is correct or not. A confirmation letter in it. He already confirmed in a Vietnamese YouTuber. Number two, if correct, please, City Manager, confirm, is it illegal to use the city logo and letterhead to private purpose? Number three, personal freedom is a sacred right of every individual of their role in a local or in a federal government. But was the event in a declaring himself emperor, High King, under the logo and the letterhead of the City Garden Grove, agree and approve through the public meeting? I believe no. Number two, as a councilman and a JD of law, Mr. Joe Doving knows better than anyone in the community that the cutting himself the king of Vietnam is completely wrong with the democratic system of the United States. President Donald Trump said, one nation and one flag.
Oh, your time is up. I apologize.
Okay.
Thank you.
Everybody have a letter already, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope to receive an answer. But you have a free to complain everything.
Next up is Dina Nguyen.
Sorry.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. I'm here to address the public two very sensitive issues, and I will try my best to address this very compassionately. My first issue is recently we have had people in the audience coming up to speak, calling themselves members of VidRise. For me, young people having groups, social support, and supporting community is a good thing. However, VidRise recently had an event where they celebrated Ho Chi Minh, the founder of the Communist Party of Vietnam. It tells me that they don't know the history of Ho Chi Minh too well. The Constitution of Vietnam is founded on Marxism, and it isn't something that our Constitution support or the city of Garden Grove support. We are a city of youth and ambition. This is not an ambition that we would promote. And I wanted to tell the public this so they don't have a misconception that these people are here with a voice for the public. This is not the public. The Vietnamese community is a community of immigrants who fled communism because they are cruel, they are evil, and they violate human rights. If they celebrate Ho Chi Minh and communism, then why are they here asking ICE to stop deporting Vietnamese to Vietnam? If it was such a wonderful government, why do they ask ICE to stop deporting Vietnamese to Vietnam? And I want to mention that ICE have many peace officers who live in Orange County and also live in Garden Grove. They are serving the public safety, and they are obeying executive orders not within their control. It's a hard job, and I want to see them do it with humanity. And that's all I'm asking of ICE, but I want them to continue to protect our community. And I want to praise the people who are brave enough to be here to speak up on that issue. If anyone is undocumented, what you need to do is apply for parole so you can roam about the city, roam about United States. I take my clients to the immigration court every day, and they're on parole. Once they're on parole, it's off limit to ICE unless they have committed a crime that is a threat to the community. And that's all I have to say, and I hope the public a very happy night and also safety to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, the next three will be Charlene Cuellar, Teresa Tran, and Lourdes Sewell. Apologize if I'm messing up last names.
Good evening, Mayor Klopfenstein, council members, and all here in attendance this evening. My name is Charlene Cuellar. I'm a parent leader here in Garden Grove and work closely with families across our schools. I want to thank Councilwoman Muñetón for bringing forward the proposal for smoke-free playgrounds. As a parent, I understand and I know how important it is to have safe, healthy spaces where our children can play and grow. And in a moment when families are feeling so much stress from national news down to daily life, it matters to see our local leaders protecting children's health right here at home. This kind of decision builds trust and pride in our community. I encourage you to support this measure because it sends a message that Garden Grove puts families and children first. Thank you.
Teresa Tran.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Teresa Tran, and I've been a Garden Grove resident for all my life in District 3. And my family has lived here for over 31 years, and I like to say that I've been here since like the womb. And as a lifelong resident, I first would like to thank Mayor Klopfenstein, I promise I practiced your name 10 times, I still messed up, the Garden Grove City Council members and city staff for your dedication to running and improving our city. It truly takes a team of really committed people, and I'm especially grateful for the often unseen, behind-the-scene work that it takes to keep our city moving forward, so thank you.
And I just started off by sharing a story that I grew up playing in our city's parks, from Magnolia Park, where I first joined Girl Scouts, to the Community Center Park, where my family would play after visiting the library. And parks were where my family built memories, but they were also places where my mom had to be cautious. So if she saw that there was tobacco litter, like cigarette butts, or people smoking near the playground, she would often cut our time short and say, like, we would have to play at home or move to a different area in the park. And sadly, that experience hasn't changed that much today. A survey by the Orange County Healthcare Agency found tobacco litter in 84% of Garden Grove parks, overall in 100% of the parking lots, and in, unfortunately, 80% of the playgrounds. That means that the very places where our children should feel safest are instead filled with some toxic waste and secondhand smoke. So kids and pets and our environment are at risk. Meanwhile, 2/3 of parks across Orange County are already smoke-free. Our neighboring cities in Buena Park and Stanton already have ordinances for smoke-free parks. And I believe our wonderful community deserves the same protections as our neighbors. And Garden Grove is behind the curve, but we don't have to be. And by adopting a smoke-free parks policy, you can make our parks cleaner, healthier, and truly family-friendly again. And it's a small step with a very big impact, and protecting children, reducing litter, and showing pride in our community. And so I urge you to consider making Garden Grove's parks smoke-free. Thank you.
One for each. Smoke-free park information.
Muy buenas noches
Good evening.
a la alcaldesa Stephanie
She's especially directing to our mayor
y miembros del board.
and the members of the board.
Mi nombre es la señora Lourdes Scholl.
Her name is Lourdes Scholl.
Soy padre de Garden Grove desde hace 21 años
She's been a part of Garden Grove for 21 years.
y vengo esta noche para poder apoyar el proyecto de parques libres de humo.
And she's coming to be partnering with the smoke-free parks.
Como ustedes pueden mirar, cada uno de ustedes se les hizo entrega de una carpeta
That's why she gave you the folder with all the things that they would like to do.
en el que consiste todos los lugares que hemos trabajado
And that has to do with all the places that they have worked at
con la comunidad,
in the community,
como visita en los parques como Magnolia Park,
like at Magnolia Park,
cerca de la library y la escuela Hare del parque,
and at the library, and at the other park,
en el parque de la Bolsa Grande.
and at Bolsa also.
En el folder consisten cartas escritas
And in that folder, you have letters that are written
de los residentes de Garden Grove,
from the residents of Garden Grove,
también unos dibujos hechos,
and some paintings that some of the children have done,
etcétera.
and so forth.
Visita los parques,
They have visited the parks,
colectando las colillas de cigarro,
and they have collected a lot of the little cigarette butts,
incluyendo a nuestra comunidad,
including all of this from all the community.
haciéndoles partícipes
They have got the community to participate,
a los padres,
to the parents,
a los jóvenes,
the young people,
en teenagers.
and also the teenagers.
Solamente les pedimos, por favor,
She is only asking
que nos den un tiempo como board
for you to give them a little bit of time as part of the board
para poder hablar más detalladamente de este proyecto.
so that they can speak more according to this project.
Queremos un garden grow
They want a garden grow
con parques libres de humo,
with parks that are free from smoke,
en donde las familias puedan disfrutar
where the families can enjoy
de los parques.
of the parks.
Muchas gracias
Thank you very much
por escuchar nuestra voz esta noche
for listening to her voice this evening,
y esperamos pronto una respuesta por parte de ustedes.
and she would look forward to, for you to address this issue.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Up next will be Elena Hernandez, followed by Maria del Carmen Boyos and Julie Fraley.
Hi, I'm Elena Hernandez. Thank you for listening to me, Mayor, and all the council members here. I come from the East Coast. I've relocated from there, and I have gotten a little involved in your community. I'm not from the area, but I have assisted some of the different types of workshops that you have in the community. And I want to partner with all of these people that are wanting to make your parks smoke-free, because I've been a widow twice, and both of my husband were chain smokers. That's why I'm a widow twice, because it took, the smoking, it took, for them to realize that it was not good for their lungs. And so I think that we should all partner together, because our young people, our children, need to be able to play in a park where they don't see any of this going on. They already see too much on TVs and whatever. So I think that we need to partner with all of this, whatever it is that it takes, so that we can make Garden Grove even a better place than what it already is. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Buenas noches.
Good evening.
Mi nombre es María Boyas.
Her name is Maria Boya.
Soy madre de familia de 3 adolescentes.
She is the mother of 3 teenagers.
Uno de ellos padece de asma
One has asthma
por el tabaco
because of the cigarettes,
y van mucho a los parques mis hijos.
and they go a lot to the parks.
Y por la misma venimos a ver si nos escuchan.
And she says for the same reason that she's coming for you guys to listen,
Por el tabaco, porque es muy dañino para la salud y más para los pulmones.
she says because the tobacco is very bad for your lungs.
Yo últimamente he tenido problema con un vecino porque fuma demasiado en casa.
She says that she has had a problem even with a neighbor because he smokes a lot.
Y a mi hijo ahorita tiene asma por lo mismo. Sus pulmones están llenos de contaminación.
And she says that even her son has also acquired the problem with the lungs because the man is close by always smoking.
Y quería saber si ustedes nos pueden ayudar para lo del tabaco.
So she says that she would like for all of you guys to partner to help, with making all of this come to where they don't have to worry about the tobacco in the parks,
Para que tengamos una comunidad sana.
so that we can have a community that would be safe.
Es todo. Muchas gracias.
She says, thank you very much.
Thank you. Julie?
Hi, my name is Julie Fraley, and this is a wonderful campaign because I have a respiratory problem as well, and I have asthma, and I have a pulmonary problem as well. And this is a great issue that came up because it should be a smoke-free community. Because my Nina also, she's beat cancer twice, and also from cigarette smoke as well. And I'm definitely backing this community up. And I'm not from Garden Grove, but I'm from Anaheim, and my family has been around since 1920. And thank you very much.
Thank you. My next three speakers, Joseph Scott, Nicole Jaimes, and Christine Edis.
Hello, City Council. Thank you for your time. I was here a month ago. I live in District 6. We have I found out through our HOA, a non-legal, non-permitted sober living home right behind our home. For the past 2 years, they are constantly smoking marijuana outside their home. My son is 3 years old. It's kind of interesting that we're talking tonight about all the smoke-free parks. Our community park is 2 doors down from them. All of the kids in our community have to live with smelling marijuana smoke. Not only that, these residents that live there are constantly on an inflow and outflow. We don't know who's there. The HOA doesn't know who's there. I have not heard anything from City Council or any representatives on this matter. I really don't know what to do next. I've tried to contact the state. I've tried to contact national stuff. Nothing is getting done. My HOA can't get anything done. And I keep hearing that they have rights and we can't infringe on their rights, but what about my rights and what about my son's rights? I mean, we can't even play in our backyard. We can't be outside at the park without constantly smelling marijuana. I have countless photos and countless emails to the HOA about this problem, and nothing's gotten done. I've reached out to the city. They said that to reach out to the police. I've reached out to the police. They said to reach out to planning. I've reached out to planning. They've said to reach out to code enforcement. No one's doing anything. And so I'm at a point where if it doesn't get done, we're going to have to leave the city of Garden Grove. I've lived here for almost 15 years now. I've lived in Orange County my whole life. It's just really sad that the person that owns this home is the only person benefiting. He's making thousands of dollars a month off of these residents that are there. No one in this gated community wants this home there because of the problems. If they abided by the rules, if they didn't smoke marijuana outside, if they didn't smoke cigarettes in our park, if we knew who the constant inflow and outflow of people were, it would make us feel safe. But when the HOA doesn't even know who these people are, there's no rental agreements, there's nothing, nobody knows. And so we're a community of 60, 70 homes where we all own the homes, we all live there. And then there's this halfway house, sober living, I don't even know what it is, that's there, and we can't get any answers. I just don't know what else to do. I'm at a point, again, where it's either something has to change or we're going to have to move, and it's really sad. And again, my son is constantly asking me, what is that smell? He's 3, and our HVAC unit is outside, and it's actually sucking the marijuana smoke and blowing it into our house where we can smell it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And again, I'm all for people having rights, and I'm all for people getting sober and clean, but to have it be something where it seems as if there's no checks or balances, there's no rules for them to abide by, there's no one enforcing anything with them, and our HOA is telling me they can't do anything. I just feel super helpless as a citizen of Garden Grove, and I would really appreciate for someone to reach out to me. I've given my phone number and email, and I would just love to have some sort of resolve to this situation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I have your information, sir. Thank you. Nicole Jaimes?
All right. Hi, I'm Nicole Jaimes, and I have multiple things to cover. First was over the interruption of my public comment during the last meeting. And I'm not an attorney. However, before I started going, I did start looking into things that we are allowed and not allowed to say. And as I'm sure you know, right, our neighbor, not really no neighbor city, but Costa Mesa, right, 9th Circuit, I can use whatever language I want. So as long as I'm not inciting violence, right, I could say it. So if I want to say a curse word, I can. So don't interrupt me again. Also, there's also a Supreme Court case as well. I think it was Cohen versus California. So our language, we could say what we want. I could use the word that I want. Doesn't really matter if you like it. Okay. So now that's out of the way. Park rules. So when my kids were little, we actually stopped going to the parks here because of like the homeless issue. There's already, at least this was a long time ago, I don't know about now, but signs posted saying, you know, no smoking within 25 feet, but nobody really listened. And then it really gets into enforcement. So who's going to enforce this? So on Facebook this morning, somebody, I guess, went for a walk, and there was a park, I'm gonna butcher the name, Gatoski, I don't know how to say it. Well, anyway, long story short, it was tagged up. People were allegedly sleeping outside. There was allegedly drug usage. So for me, I rather have that taken care of at a park, and I would rather have the roads fixed other than just adding something else. Like we just added, you know, language or whatever for kids for anti-smoking. But when my kids got sent home from their principal over a TikTok challenge that I guess happened in Long Beach, about where kids were taking like their pens and pencils and sticking it to the charging ports and causing fires. So if this is what our kids, or at least not mine don't have TikTok, but this is what people's kids are then doing and seeing at home, and then it happens over at school, right? It just spreads. So again, it's more rules that, how are we gonna do it? And then going back to the diverse city, which one of you talked about last week, and yes, it is very, very, very diverse, and I guess the major 3 groups are represented up here, but it was premature because as we saw from the Supreme Court ruling, it's gonna continue. And then you would have provided somebody a false sense of protection that was living inside their head, and they would go out and then they could still be picked up because of whatever. So, and if we listen to them, their major concerns were resources. They wanted money for their self-patrols. They wanted money, 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 not a piece of paper. And that's it for today. Thank you.
Christine Edis?
Good evening, Garden Grove Council and Mayor. I attended and spoke at the last council meeting. Since June, we have been attending the council meetings and have been addressing the real concern that Garden Grove residents are being grabbed on the street by unidentified individuals. It is happening at the historic Chapman Car Wash, a landmark of Garden Grove. It's happening at home improvement centers and even in close proximities to schools during drop-offs. And not to just one race or ethnic group. There has been more than one ethnic group targeted. For instance, the event on Tuesday, August 19th, near a local school. To not validate these events at our last council meeting is appalling. Since June, we have approximately 50 to 60 residents speak up against the cruelty of this administration. They are diverse people from various neighborhoods and backgrounds with the same message. Those that do not want ICE's unwarranted presence in our community is real. Our presence and emails apparently are not enough. Last week, agenda item 12, reaffirming the declaration to community safety and harmony, was common sense. I hope that there is a continued discussion on what the majority of your constituents would like to see happen, and that is to offer support to those that are living in fear and are vulnerable. We elected you to act in the best interests of your constituents, and that includes taking action to protect them. Thank you.
Thank you. My last 2 speakers will be Kyle Mason and Nicholas Dibbs.
Good evening, Councilman and Mayor Clemenstein. I appreciate you, Philip, for coming out on the 2nd and visiting me and seeing about the wall. I need you to come out again and help me with the Women's Club. That's my next step. I'm going to close it down, one way or the other. I've got so many pictures of all the dope smoking in the parking lot and the people stealing, and I don't know if the owner, in fact, the police officer that came out that evening told me that she may be letting them stay there. And that y'all had a problem in the past about it. Guess what? I don't care what it takes. I've got so many pictures here that is unreal. You've got outside electrical outlets that aren't even covered. If it rains or even sprinkles, you're going to have a fire. Code enforcement should be shutting that building down. It's going to be shut down one way or the other. Just like that cell phone tower. I'm sorry I didn't get you, Stephanie, the phone number. I have it right here. If there's any way I can get it to you, you can take a copy of it or something and get it to her. But one way or another, we want the women's club is going to be closed. With all the pictures I've got of all the dope smoking and the people that are going down into the riverbed still, it's still crazy. Until we get that fence up, there's going to be a problem. But again, the next step is going to be the women's club. We're going to have to close that place down. I mean, what does it take? I've got pictures of encampments of people doing all the dope smoking and changing clothes there. Do you think all my neighbors want to see it? Do I need to write up something and get a bunch of signatures? How many signatures do I need? I can get a whole neighborhood full. Everybody knows me very well over there. In fact, my neighbors have even turned their dogs loose on some of the homeless that are coming up to the riverbed through Magnolia area. Well, you ought to see these guys run. They don't like big German shepherds. But again, the main thing, we're going to have to shut that women's club down. The partying going on, the dope, all the stuff that's going through there. I mean, how many pictures does it take? I mean, I don't know. Again, I appreciate you coming out. I hope you'll come out again and maybe take a look around, and I can show you a few things. Thank you.
Nicholas Dibbs.
Members of the council, Mayor Kloffenstein, I'm Nicholas Dibbs, teacher educator. As requested at prior council meetings, we urgently need a city resolution regarding screen time medical harm based on the Orange County Health Department of North Carolina resolution that you've been provided at prior meetings. However, the city council and staff have not taken action regarding this. Many children and students in our city and local communities are experiencing medical brain development harm caused by but not limited to too much screen time, screen addiction, cyberbullying, esports addiction, sleep deprivation, increased suicides, blue light health harms, etc., etc. Please take action by requesting that this be placed on the council's agenda for the next meeting. You've sent you this email. The title of an important article is New Health Report for California Shows 34% Increase in Teen Suicide. That was back in 2019, just before the pandemic, and yet it's gotten worse since then. Tonight, we ask parents and community members to contact your city council and state representatives to please adopt an urgently needed resolution regarding this growing crisis. September is National Suicide Prevention Month. The city's current and past mental health and child abuse resolutions are inadequate. They don't address these issues and problems. And to remind you that Hazard Elementary School fifth grader committed suicide back in October of 2019. She was quoted, the articles quote some of her classmates as saying she was being bullied on Instagram. We have a mental health crisis in this community and across California and the nation. You have a resolution from the Health Department of the County of Orange in North Carolina. It's a model resolution. You can tweak it and adjust it to the city because it all comes down to awareness that the parents of today did not grow up with the same internet addiction problems that the students today are experiencing. And I'm not the first person to tell you, the Surgeon General of the United States issued warnings in the Biden administration. We have a social media crisis here where Facebook and Meta and Instagram are keeping the students glued to the phones for profit, and they put profit ahead of the well-being of students and children. And so the city has a role to play to bring out awareness on this issue. So I'm asking you again for probably the third time or more, please put this on the agenda to have a resolution. Number one, you can bring up the importance of suicide prevention. This is September is Suicide Prevention Month, and you can bring up these other items. Now, another topic, the City of Buena Park had a construction career and apprentice resource fair. They've done this like 4 years in a row. All these businesses and unions and so on come down and want to let the students know about these programs. Why can't we do that? We have a shortage of skilled workers in this city and across the country and across the state. Why can't the city do what the City of Buena Park has done? So please consider that. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. All right, that concludes oral communication. That's all the pink cards I have for this evening. Is there anyone wishing to speak during oral communication this evening? Sir?
Hi, City Council, Mayor. I've been in this community since 1972. Moved in here. My children went to Garden Grove High. I love the city. But I'm really just distressed because I'm not seeing the action from the committee, the mayor, or anybody that has the all-withal to take charge of the situation we have with ICE. We got a schism in this country. We got the federal and the state. Schism right down the middle, bringing in the communities. Garden Grove is the 16th largest community in California. And if we don't step up and show them the pathway because of the schism, the executive branch, the Supreme Court, we're going to be sitting, and every one of you on council and mayor will be out of a job. We got to think about this. This is history making now. And for us to sit on our laurels and wait for something to happen when these people, and I'm not even going to name his name because I am sick and tired of watching the news about that person. We have to make a change in policy, and if it doesn't happen, watch out. You think you got a job? You think you're going to have your friends and neighbors are going to be safe? Forget it. So, face it and move on. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that concludes oral communication this evening. We will recess and move to other legislative bodies. That would be the successor agency this evening. And if we could, sir?
Yeah, I'd like to say if we could get some more policing done right on the corner of Euclid and Trask. We have a problem at the 7-Eleven right there. It's overrun by homelessness, drugs, everything, theft. You just have to drive right over there and look for yourselves. That's all I want to say.
Oh.
Thank you very much. I hope something gets done.
What was your name, sir?
My name's Steve Bentley. I've lived here since 1961.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, apologize about that. Okay. Now we'll move to successor agency. And Madam Clerk, if you could call roll, please.
Member Nguyen?
Yeah.
Member Tran?
Yeah.
Member Dovin?
Present.
Member Aristegui? Here. Vice Chair Muñetón?
Here.
And Chair Klopfenstein?
Here. We've already conducted oral communication, so that moves us on to our consent items. We have one, receive and file the minutes from the meeting held on August 26th. Do you have a motion to approve?
I move.
Second. Motion and a second. Call for the vote, please.
Motion received, 6 yes votes with Councilmember or Member Brightingham absent.
Any matters from successor agency members? Seeing none, we will adjourn back to City Council. And that takes us on to consent. That's items 3 through 10 this evening. We already approved item 2. I can take this in one motion unless I have a colleague wishing to pull an item. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Oh, I'd love to pull the proclamation recognizing National Hispanic Heritage Month.
All right. Let's go ahead and, do I have to, we have to vote on that one separately? Okay. So we're pulling item 3. Ariana? You were up.
Let me pull it up so I can read it out.
Did we want to take a vote before we do?
Oh,
Make a
reading of
motion.
the proclamation?
Oh, I would like to make a motion for us to pull item 3, a proclamation recognizing National Hispanic Heritage Month. Can I get a second? Am I allowed to ask for that?
No, I think
Yeah.
I think you have the consent, so item 3 is pulled.
We need to pull
So
we need to vote on the
now-
balance.
Now the balance of
Yeah,
the
take the
consent.
balance, and then
There
we
we
can
go.
move on to 3. So I need a motion and a second for
I
the
second
balance.
it.
Move, and we have a second.
I have a motion and a second for the balance. Call for the vote.
Yay.
Motion received, 6 yes votes with Councilmember Brightingham absent.
Took a minute, but we got there. Okay, now we'll move on to item number 3.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. Happy September. It is National Hispanic Heritage Month. I'm so glad that we have the opportunity to be on this dais and have representatives of the Hispanic community here, which is about a third of the community here in Garden Grove. I believe almost 37% of the city of Garden Grove is of Hispanic or Latino origin. I'll speak for my colleague Yesenia. I think we're really proud to be able to be here and represent such a large portion of the community. Even if we might not represent you in your district in particular, we're happy to be here. And I'll go on and I'll read the proclamation. Whereas September 15 to October 15, 2025 is recognized nationally as Hispanic Heritage Month to celebrate the significant contributions Hispanic/Latino Americans have made in the United States. Whereas the 2025 Hispanic Heritage Month theme is Herencia Colectivo, Honorando el Pasado, Inspirando el Futuro, collective heritage, honoring the past, inspiring the future. Whereas September 15th is significant because it marks the anniversary of independence for Latin American countries of Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua, in addition to Mexico, Chile, and Belize, celebrate their Independence Days on September 16th, 18th, and 21st, respectively. Whereas California is home to more than 15 million Latinos, and where more than 64,000 are residents of Garden Grove. Whereas Latino communities have made innumerable contributions to the advancement of business, education, medicine, the arts, and public service. And whereas the Hispanic/Latino community has been an integral part of Garden Grove's diverse and vibrant culture, bringing with them a deep commitment to family, faith, and community. Now, therefore, the Garden Grove City Council does hereby proclaim September 15th through October 15, 2025 as Hispanic Heritage Month in Garden Grove to celebrate the history, culture, and contributions that Hispanic and Latino communities have made to American society and the city of Garden Grove. Thank you all.
Anna, appreciate it. Will that also be a motion?
Let's move.
I second that.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Call for the vote, please.
Motion received, 6 yes votes.
All right, and with that, we move on to agenda item number 11, which is a public hearing this evening.
We have approval of the 2025 Water Public Health Goals Report, and Director Bill Murray is here to provide that report.
Thank you, Ms. Vasquez, Mrs. Mayor, members of the council. Tonight, City Council is being asked to conduct a public hearing to receive comments and approve the city's 2025 Drinking Water Public Health Goals Report. The Safe Drinking Water Act of 1974 was put in place to protect the public by ensuring that water agencies provide clean, safe drinking water. One of the provisions of the act is for the water agencies to communicate the levels of harmful contaminants in their water. The city does this annually, and the results are published in the Water Quality Report, which is available on the city's website. Additionally, the state requires a separate report to discuss water contaminants that exceed the water quality goals set by the state, and this is the Drinking Water Public Health Goal Report that is before council tonight. The report is designed to alert water agencies to possible problems developing within their water system. The report does identify the presence of some harmful contaminants. However, their levels are very low. The report does identify several harmful contaminants that include arsenic, bromate, chromium, PFOS, and PFOA, and uranium. These contaminants are required to be reported to the governing bodies and consumers because they exceed the public health goals. Please note, none of these samples exceed any enforceable regulatory levels except for the PFOS and the PFOA contaminants. The city has constructed treatment facilities for those two chemicals and their related offspring. And those were installed at selected well sites that were over that level. And so they were above the state response levels that were adopted in 2019. Additional treatment facilities are being designed to meet the new enforceable maximum contaminant levels that will take effect in 2029. In addition, the report does identify several harmful chemicals, that I mentioned regarding arsenic and uranium, which are naturally occurring, and other contaminants that are byproducts of the disinfection process. It is important for these contaminants to be identified and monitored, as any increase of them may trigger the need for the city to provide additional treatment to the water to further, to go ahead and remove those contaminants. By law, the Drinking Water Public Health Goal Report must be adopted by the City Council, and to adopt the report, the City Council must first conduct a public hearing, then approve the report as it's submitted. This concludes staff's report, and I'm available should you have any questions.
Thank you, Director Murray. Appreciate that presentation. Before I open the public hearing, are there any questions for staff in regards to this item from my colleagues? Okay, seeing none, I will go ahead and open the public hearing. If there's anyone from the public that wishes to speak on this item, now would be your opportunity to address the podium. All right, seeing none, we will go ahead and close the public hearing. Colleagues, we're open for discussion now if anyone has any comments or further questions, or I'll entertain a motion.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Thank you, ma'am. I will be very honored and happy to know that our Garden Grove City water is drinking water from the faucet. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And I just want to confirm that up to this point that it is very safety for us to drink directly from faucet.
If you wish to do that, the water getting to your house has been tested and perfectly safe. The water going through your pipes to your faucet, it's kind of up to you.
Thank you.
Can I make a question? Bill, you know where I'm going to go with this. I will put this on the public record, but what do we need to do to defeat Santa Ana for the best tasting water? They have so just some context, guys. Allegedly, the city of Santa Ana has won a competition that they have like the best tasting municipal water. How do we defeat them?
I'll be Bill. They're getting the water.
We don't want it any other way.
They're getting the water from the underground aquifer, which we sit right in the middle of. It is perfectly delusional to think that somehow their water is different than ours. I've heard that comment. I see absolutely nothing to verify it. All I can say is that wherever they're tasting this from, that those pipes evidently are better than wherever they're tasting it from here.
Thank you for understanding, Bill. It's a matter of Garden Grove pride.
Any other questions or comments? Otherwise, I will entertain a motion this evening.
I move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. I know how hard our water department works. Thank you, Director Bill Murray and your entire team for all that you do. It's a difficult job, so thank you so much for keeping our water safe and for the report this evening. We have a motion and a second. Call for the vote, please.
Motion received, 6 yes votes.
All right, that takes us on to items for consideration. Number 12.
This evening, item number 12 is approval of an agreement with Silverstone Property Management Company to provide comprehensive property management services for the Central Cities Navigation Center. And Director Ursula Luna Reynosa will provide the report.
Madam Mayor, members of the City Council, this is a contract for property management services for the Central Navigation Center. Initially, we did a 6-month pilot with Silverstone after a request for proposals was received for property management services. And that went well, and we added another 6 months. We did budget for the money, so you'll notice we're not asking for an appropriation, but we need to approve the contract. It is a 1-year contract for $100,000, but we are requesting options for 1-year options, but we would have to come back for future appropriations through the budget process for that. Myself and staff are available to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Any questions of staff? Otherwise, I will entertain a. Did you have a question?
Yes, not a question, but I like to compliment about the Silverstone Property Management. I would like to go forward for this because they've been do service for us for a long time. They know what they've been doing, and we've been approving what they are doing. I've been there. So I would go forward for this.
If my colleague Philip is making a motion, I would love to second because I agree with Philip. When we've gone to visit the properties that they've managed, we've seen some outstanding work and upkeep. So I look forward to us approving this contract.
All right, with that, I have a motion and a second. Call for the vote, please.
Motion received, 6 yes votes.
All right, that takes us to item 13.
Item 13 is award of contracts to Wildan Engineering, NV5 Inc., and Accenture Infrastructure and Capital Projects, LLC, for on-call construction inspection services. And Director Bill Murray will provide the report.
Thank you. Ms. Vasquez, Mrs. Mayor, member of the council. Tonight, City Council is being asked to award contracts to Wildan Engineering, NV5 Incorporated, and Accenture Infrastructure and Capital Projects, LLC, for on-call professional construction inspection services. These services are used as part of our capital improvement program. The existing on-call construction inspection services contracts have all ended, and staff has determined that awarding 3 on-call construction inspection service contracts is necessary to meet our current construction demand. Staff advertised the contract through the city's Planet Bid web portal in March and did not receive any bids. Our purchasing standards, wrong one. Staff solicited 5 requests for proposal to construction management firms for on-call construction inspection services and received responses from each. Staff evaluated the proposals and determined that Wildan Engineering, NV5, and Accenture Infrastructure are best suited and qualified to provide the on-call construction inspection services. The ratings for how we did determine that are in your staff report. The contracts are for $400,000 each and will be charged per the fee that's in the proposal for each particular project. There is no impact to the general fund as each capital project is independently funded. And the services will only be used on an as-needed basis. So to kind of clarify that, just because it's $400,000 doesn't mean that we're even going to use any, close. We just want to be sure that for this next period, with these contracts, that we have enough money to cover them. So as I said, the contracts are for $400,000 each, and we will charge the fee that's in each proposal. There is no impact to the general fund. as each project is a capital project that is financed in the budget. It's generally different funds that will pay for this. Should the council decide to award the contract tonight, the city can begin using the vendor services in October. This concludes staff's report, and I'm available should you have any questions.
Thank you for the report. Colleagues, questions?
Not really a question, but just want to say a quick note. I want to say thank to Lisa and Bill for a quick response. So when I look at it, the question was, okay, 400,000, can we hire, somebody and be a staff member to do that? But reading the report, the quality, the safety and all that. So just want to say thank to you guys for providing the input quickly. When I request, I was able to get the answer back within half an hour or so. So thank you.
You're welcome.
There's no other questions or comments. I'll take a motion.
I move. I second it.
Motion and a second. Call for the vote, please.
Motion receives 6 yes votes.
On to number 14.
Number 14 is award of contract to Best Contracting Services, Inc. for the roof replacement at the Community Meeting Center and H. Lewis Lake Senior Center building located at 11300 Stanford Avenue in Garden Grove. And Mr. Murray is here to provide the report.
Again, thank you, Ms. Vasquez, Mrs. Mayor, members of the council. Tonight, City Council is being asked to award a contract to Best Contracting Services Incorporated for the roof replacement at the Community Meeting Center, which you're currently in, and Lois Lake Senior Center building, which is down the road at 11300 Stanford Avenue. In 2019, the city contracted with a consultant to perform a comprehensive facilities condition assessment of all of the city-owned buildings. Per the assessment and staff's recommendation of a new roof at these 2 buildings be replaced. The current roofs have all reached the end of their useful service life. In this particular case with this building, it was originally constructed in 1977 and repaired several times. So at this point, this building does have some soft spots where the underlying sheathing and everything will have to be replaced, but it's definitely time. Earlier this year, the project was bid out, and Best Construction Services was the low bid at just over $600 or almost $615,000. Staff received and opened 3 qualified bids earlier this year, and of course determined Best Contract to be the lowest responsible bidder. Should council decide to authorize the purchase tonight, the city can expect work to begin next month and should be complete before the end of the year. Actually, it needs to be before it starts raining. This concludes staff's report, and I'm available should you have any questions.
Thank you for the report. Colleagues?
Bill, my only question, I accidentally turned it off. Bill, my only question is, I see in the agreement that we are going to expect a completion within 40 days. So do we anticipate having any issues with accessibility of the community center, especially with regards to the senior center? Do we kind of have a plan to make sure that they're still able to operate as normally?
It'll be similar to when we just got through replacing the roof on City Hall. And so there will be a staging area and, certain debris and things like that, but it should be just fine getting in and out.
I myself, I have discussed this issue with city manager Lisa, and we, as we can see, that the roof is like almost 50 years. So I would go forward to replace before we all take in the rain. Yes, I would go forward for it.
Is that a motion?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second it.
I have a motion and a second. Call for the vote, please.
Motion receives 6 yes votes.
All right, that takes us on to matters, and we do have a few discussion items this evening. First up is item 15.
Item 15 is a discussion on adopting a proclamation recognizing September as National Service Dog Month as requested by Mayor Klopfenstein.
Thank you so much. Yes, this is an item that has come before the council before. We've acknowledged Service Dog Month. In fact, attached in the agenda this evening for everyone to see is a proclamation that was adopted before. Canine Companions is an organization that has helped people with physical disabilities all over, but also residents right here in Garden Grove. And they have been around for 50 years. And one of my actual neighbors is someone that benefits greatly from Canine Companions and really appreciates, obviously, that it's National Service Dog Month. So once again, I'd love to bring this forward to be able to acknowledge this for the month of September. So I guess with that, that's my motion, if possible.
Second it.
Second.
Right. I have a motion and a second. Call for the vote, please.
Motion received, 6 yes votes.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, colleagues. That takes us to item 16.
Item 16 is discussion of a proposed smoke-free park ordinance as requested by Councilmember Muñetón.
Good evening, everyone. The objective of item 16 would be to explore Garden Grove passing a local ordinance banning smoking in all public park areas, including the parking lot. When I refer to smoking, I am talking about tobacco, vape, and any or all drugs. So what does the law currently say? California Health and Safety Code prohibits smoking within 15 feet or of playgrounds and sandboxes statewide. However, Garden Grove doesn't have a city ordinance that bans smoking in all park areas. There are no mention of public parks in Garden Grove's local non-smoking ordinance. The 2022 Garden Grove Park Facility Rules does not prohibit smoking across parks. Public parks are not listed as the city's non-smoking area under Garden Grove Municipal Code 6.32.030. What other cities are doing? What are other cities doing? So several California cities nearby or similar to Garden Grove have already banned smoking in all their city parks, such as Santa Ana, Irvine, and Costa Mesa, amongst others. So you may be asking why Garden Grove should consider a local ordinance. The current city policy only meets the minimum state requirements. Families, children, and elderly deserve to enjoy parks with clean air and safe environment. As we all know, there are many parks that share extremely close proximity to our schools and leagues. Cigarette waste, cigarette butts contribute to litter and harms the environment. Also, secondhand smoke exposure still poses as health risk outdoors. And lastly, the general public typically supports smoke-free parks, especially in places children go to. Now, let me address the question that many folks may be thinking on this council. Who is going to enforce this ordinance? Well, first, I would hope that public education, such as signs and social media messages, that people would voluntarily comply. If it fails, then our police department and public park rangers would help enforce this ordinance. I believe this ordinance will empower our officers to address individuals smoking substances in our parks, as such action would constitute a violation. So what my recommendation is, Garden Grove should consider creating a city ordinance that bans smoking and vaping, installs clear signs around parks, and lets people know about the policy. Implements ways to enforce the law, such as fines for non-compliances and education and awareness campaigns. Passing this ordinance would help Garden Grove be more aligned with state health goals while keeping parks safe and enjoyable for everyone now and in our future. Therefore, I ask that our city attorney prepare an ordinance or add an existing ordinance to 6.32.030 and bring it back to the council for consideration. I move this item and I welcome a second.
I second it.
Guys,
Can we
have a whole
second, third,
handful.
fourth?
Anybody have any other additional comments?
Councilmember Mungueton really hit the nail on the head here with the all of the wonderful details she mentioned. I would also like to enter for the record that according to the American Lung Association, the city of Garden Grove actually has an F with regards to our policies regarding the prevention of lung-related diseases, and that's tabulated in a manner that looks at our policies regarding smoke in indoor spaces, outdoor spaces, and our policies regarding permitting of tobacco selling establishments and our rules regarding tobacco selling establishments. So I think that this would be an excellent move forward to join so many of our neighboring cities in trying to make not just Garden Grove, but Orange County a healthier place. I'm so excited to see that we have some enthusiastic support here. And I'm glad that, we're going to have an opportunity to make our families feel a little bit healthier, a little bit safer, and continue having this conversation because, we have a lot of rules when we go to parks. You can't be too boisterous, you can't be loitering and littering and all that kind of stuff. So much like any of the other rules that we have with regards to our regulations in parks, I think that this would be an excellent addition. Thank you, Councilmember.
May I
Yes,
say
go ahead.
something? Yeah, so if you remember, when I first became council member, the first couple months, almost 6 months, there was a group that came to our council and asking to support with smoke-free at the apartment complex. And so I was with the group, and we went to so many kind of apartment. We knocked the door, we talked to the apartment manager or the owner and asking them to support the same thing. So when I saw Council Member Yesenia have that post and it's gonna be on our agenda, I called her right away. As a little kid, I was probably 5 years old. I don't remember the age, but one of my relatives that he smoked so much that he coughed constantly and he died at an early age. So yeah, really, and he was so thin but anyway, because of that, so I always remember that image. And so when I saw it, I raised my hand, support you 150% on this. So thank you for doing it. You get my yes. Thanks.
Yeah. About this issue, I totally support this. And I just want to ask city manager if this ordinance, if this coming out, do we have to hire more city worker to support it?
I think what I will, once I receive council direction this evening, I will definitely touch base with all of our department directors that may have a role in potentially enforcement and oversight and administration of the proposed ordinance. I would just ask the council to just give us a little bit of time so that we can have that dialogue internally. And I'll be able to report back if there's additional staffing resources that will be needed.
Thank you.
City Manager Kim, also to that, if you could add, I'd like to see some best practices from some of the other cities, whether that's Costa Mesa, Santa Ana, just to see, I guess, what enforcement looks like in that city, what they're doing with cost and so forth, that there could just be a breakdown or some data on other cities where it's either working or not working. I think just to have that frame of reference and transparency for the sake of this matter, that would be appreciated as well.
Sorry, yeah, I forgot one thing. I was so excited and I forgot. So for the smoker out there, actually there are many non-profit groups that provide free help and things that to help you with get away from it, a pad, a different thing. Because during that time when I walk with the group and they provide so many different resources. So if you don't have that, you could check around. But if not, ask me and I will contact them to try to find a help for you. That's it. Thank you.
And I would like to add also, last week I have a chance go along with the police, and we drove by, visit like 5 different parks from Garden Grove. We have such a beautiful park, and I think it's very nasty that people actually go there for smoking. That's where the children is playing. So that is real bad. So I would go move for it.
So we have a motion and a second. Please call for the vote.
Motion received. We have 5 yes votes with Mayor Pro Tem Dovin abstaining.
All right, thank you. All right, with that, we will go around the horn. We will start in District 6.
Hello, everyone. So we had quite a busy couple of weeks. First of all, a belated Labor Day to everyone, especially all of our hardworking families here in the city of Garden Grove. We actually had the opportunity to join a lot of our Garden Grove and Orange County working families at a Labor Day picnic this weekend, hosted by the Orange County Labor Federation. And it was really cool to see Garden Grove residents there celebrating with their families. So happy belated Labor Day. We appreciate you. And I'm so grateful for the work that you guys do in our city, whether you're our city staff, whether you're one of our police officers, or you work on projects here in the city of Garden Grove. We also had the grand opening finally of Pollo Campero on which is opened in Councilmember Muñeton's district. I'm really excited about it. I love Pollo Campero. It is a wonderful Guatemalan-style chicken restaurant. So they have like the grilled stuff, fried stuff. It's really delicious. I'm so glad that it's finally opened. We've been waiting for it for a while. So make sure to go out there and give it a try. We also had, oh my God, guys, this one was a fun one. Had the opportunity to attend the League of California Cities Division meeting where I was elected onto the board to represent Division 2. And it was an eventful evening. Stephanie and Cindy and I were in attendance, and boy, I witnessed an attempted robbery that evening. And I had the opportunity to give a statement to a sheriff's for the first time, and I'm going to follow up with our friends in the city of Stanton to see what was the result of the evening. But boy, what a thrilling evening, and I hope that the business owners that were affected are feeling a lot better, and I hope that they're able to get justice with regards to that incident. With regards to some more local Garden Grove stuff, today I had the opportunity to tour our police department building with Mayor Klopfenstein. Oh my God, it is spectacular. The progress that has been happening, the amount of work that has been taking place on that building. I'm so excited for the rest of my colleagues to go see it if you haven't already, now that the glass is going up. There's like interior walls, just the progress is truly outstanding. And I took some videos, so I'm going to be sharing some of those with you guys on the socials. But wow, I got to commend Clark Construction, obviously our city management team, for just really killing it with regards to getting this project going and making sure that it's going in a timely fashion. Everyone that's been working on it, I left that tour utterly impressed. And I'm really excited for all of our teams to be able to finally, break ground there and get to use it, because it was just, it's going to be amazing. So another issue that I would like to address is that we've had the construction break ground on all the improvements happening on Garden Grove and Harbor. Again, be cautious with regards to timing. I've learned my lesson a very hard way at certain points. But the progress is going, and you can see if you drive past the Garden Grove and Harbor intersection, just how quickly all of this work is going. In sharing these updates with you guys, some members of the community have reached out to me with regards to some other local traffic concerns. So I'm going to be going on a little trip down to Garden Grove Boulevard in District 6 with some of our city traffic staff to take a look at some of the issues that you guys have pointed out. So know that is in the progress, and hopefully I'll be able to reach out to you guys with regards to some updates. Last but not least, I got the opportunity this week to go on my first ride along with the gang unit here in the city of Garden Grove with our police department. I'm so thankful for the team that was really kind and answered all of my questions. What an education as to the kind of work that they do with regards to gang suppression and keeping the streets of Garden Grove clean. Learned a lot from them, and I just have an immense amount of respect for the work that you guys do. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me until like midnight. I think I got home maybe like around almost at 1 a.m. You guys work really, really hard. So thank you guys so much to Captain Stroud and the rest of the team, because oh my God, I'm so impressed by everything that you guys do. So thank you so much for all of that hard work. And just to continue kind of, we still had folks that came today again to ask us for help and for acknowledgement with regards to the issues affecting us with immigration. And I want to make sure to let you guys know of at least one local resource that we have here in the city of Garden Grove. And that's actually Catholic Charities, which is headquartered. Their Orange County office is actually headquartered in District 6 in the Tower of Hope at Christ Cathedral. So they are a wonderful nonprofit organization that has several resources for the community, for all members of the community, whether you're Catholic or not. But I mentioned them because they are headquartered here in Garden Grove in District 6, so they're close to home to us. Whoever you are in the community, if you have need for some legal assistance, you are facing some type of food insecurity, there are resources close to us down the street from some local folks that have the ability to help. So if you are in need of help, you can reach out to them over in Christ Cathedral. And we're going to continue doing our best to listen to the concerns of the community, and do what's within our ability to try and help as many of the members of our community as possible. So thank you guys for your time, and thank you guys for continuing to show up and letting us know how you feel. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I want to start off by thanking the community who came out today to speak. Thank you so much for all the hard work behind those that volunteered to pick up litter in our parks. I really do appreciate everything you guys. You guys came with a whole bunch of information that's very important. I'm so grateful. And today I think I spoke enough with my ordinance, so I'll keep my comments short. First, I want to thank my colleagues for supporting item 16 and moving the item forward so that our city attorney can begin working on the ordinance. I also want to give a shout out to Cindy for reaching out earlier this week in regards to the ordinance and showing her interest and support as well. I really appreciate it. I also want to give another shout out to intern Caitlin, who helped prepare my research for item 16. And secondly, a big congratulations are in order for our newest member at Cottage Industries, June B, Garden Grove. I was so happy to attend their grand opening this past weekend right here in District 5. I urge our residents to pay them a visit. If you like matcha and other delicious refreshments, this is the place to go. So enjoy one of their beverages. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and colleagues. as I often say, Spotlight is a favorite of our city meetings, and congratulations to those who were spotlighted tonight. Thank you for your contribution to our city. And the other part of the meeting that I really love is the oral communication. And I'd like to explain myself a little bit why I abstained on item number 16. Because I'm a free speech absolutist. I've said that before, and I'll repeat it here. And any motion that would curtail liberties, civil liberties, and have a chilling effect in our community, in our parks in particular, and users, residents who use those parks, I'm going to abstain. And if it keeps coming up, I'm going to vote no. I will not curtail my fellow residents' civil liberties. Now, having said that, I'm also against totalitarian, authoritarian dictatorships, and I will speak my opinion. And people may complain when I use my free speech rights. So to wrap up tonight, I want to read a portion of an answer from our city attorney in regards to my releases or opinions on letterhead to the community. And it states in part, the council otherwise does not have any rules regulating what individual council members can say in their personal communications to the community or in communications using their personal council letterhead. I hope that answers some of your questions. I remain a free speech absolutist. I do oppose authoritarian, totalitarian dictatorships, and I will keep speaking my mind, and I will not vote if I consider that vote against the civil liberties of my fellow residents. Thank you, and I yield my time.
I have 2 great weeks, and I have so many things to say, so I'm going to have to try to kind of contain myself and pick just the important one. So before that, first I want to say thank to John Montanchus for helping the youth group with booking our location, the Garden Go Gym, for an event. It was very, very last minute, and they didn't think that it would happen. But it was on Thursday night, and Friday the city closed. But I know that was something that our staff have to do beyond and above what their task would be. So the youth group were able to get the room, and our staff was so courtesy. That was the first time they ever have a location in our Garden Go City. They were very impressed with everything that our staff did. So great job, and thank to John for helping the group to get the room for their meeting. That's a non-profit group that they actually, all the leader, they volunteer that time for entire year to do like a similar with Scout activity to the student. Also, I want to say thank to Beck and Chair and Long An for providing the dessert to the youth group. It was unexpected. So thank you. Last 2 weeks was, for me, was focusing about businesses. So I did walk around to business and talking to them, talk about the food of Garden Go and invite them to join our event. So I want to say thanks to Lisa and Matt for visiting one of the business and gave them so much idea. They were so impressed with Lisa's knowledge. The owner was sitting next to Lisa, like, okay, I need to sit next to this lady and ask her more, like, how does she know everything? How does she know about the side, the thing outside? Lisa has so much knowledge that you cannot believe, and thing that she just gave them. That business really need a lot of help, and they've been in our city for more than 50 years. So having Lisa there and Matt there, it was just amazing because, you know, we know how busy they are. And just that 30 minutes, that just blew us out of the water, like just amazing. So thank you. And next I want to say thank to Tim and Henry this week for another business that they need help. And the owner was out of town a lot, but the time was so tight, but Tim and Henry were able to meet with her in person and explain to her step by step how to do the microbiz. So thank you so much to both of you. She was very impressed with our staff and the information that you provide to her. Next, I want to say congratulations to Kiwanis Club. The mayor and I came to their 70th Corso. Thanks to all the sponsors and the people that came, the participants, and of course the Kiwanis Club, Steve, and all the board members for making that beautiful park. If you've never been at the Kiwanis Park, you have to come and check out, like our secret part for our Garden Grove City. I came to the Cal City meeting that council member Ariana just said, so congratulations that you were selected. During that night I didn't feel well, so I came late and I left really early. I stayed there probably for 30 minutes. But guess what? I came there with a mission. I was looking for funding for our park. And so I talked to them before. So during their presentation, one slide, they talk about the funding that they have. And they said, oh, we have money for park. If anyone interested, you know, put your name in. And I know nobody paid attention, so I took the picture really quick and I already texted to Matt. And so hopefully we will be able to do something with it. But that was their voice. They said that we have money for this, and they asked people to put the application in. So maybe something happened, but I was so glad the minute I got that and I took picture, and that's it. That was done for me for that night. Next, Council Member Philip and I went to the tour the Police building. We have a great time. And thanks to our staff. You know, a lot of time when you go to a tour, right? Maybe the mayor or the council talk so much, so our staff don't get a chance to ask questions. This time, I really enjoyed the tour with Council Member Philip Nguyen, and our staff asked a lot of questions. And they asked a valid question. They asked the question like how things connect and so on. I was so impressed. Even the builder were impressed with the question that Son asked. So I really enjoyed. I think Councilmember Philip did the same thing. We get to tour. We ask all kind of questions. The thing that we have a concern about, about the gym. Do we have place for enough room for female and male, or the location for the evidence? And think that last time when we went to other city and we saw their police department, the thing that they gave us, pro and con, like something that lesson learned for us, and we want to make sure that we bring it back. So the builder actually explained that to us. And for us, we said we only tour, but the end user is the police, so we want to make sure that our police get the first tour and speak on, the outcome of that. If they have something that they have a concern, they need to speak now. And so that was great tour. So thank you to Grace and Greg and the whole staff. Like I said, I happy. Last but not least, the last part, I have two things. First, I have to say thanks to our public works. I got a call, but email from residents very not happy. I don't want to say angry, but they were not happy about the road that have a lot of crack and it's not a pothole. I went there week before that, take picture, and it was not really pothole, but there were a lot of crack. So that was on Thursday, and just imagine our city closed on Friday, right? And so the minute I saw that, I forward the email to our staff right away. On Monday, actually something happened. The whole street were getting to redo the road, And today, they sent me the email. They said, thank you to council member Cindy Tran for taking action so quick. I don't know that was something that Bill already have it planned or whatever, but it's just amazing. Just to over the weekend, the whole road is redo and beautiful and no crack anymore. I actually went there after work today and I took picture. Great job, you guys. That's amazing. The resident was so surprised. They said, what did you do, Cindy? Well, actually, that go back to you guys. So thank you so much. That was the first one. The second one, come back to the public workshop. This is the tunnel between Trash and Bosa Grande and Garden Grove Park. I talked about this the last council meeting. And so I went back there a couple days ago, and the place was so clean, no graffiti, no smell. The smell was so strong before, I couldn't even get to the front. And I don't know what they did, but it was so clean. And so just by coincidence, there were a couple of students walk by, and I did a couple of quick live interview with them. One boy, he agreed to be on the camera, and he said he would love to see more light. And so we already pushed the information back to our staff. So next time, that probably gonna be like standing ovation to our team, but great job, you guys. So that's the first part. The second part come with it is that there are 3 projects that I'm working on with our staff or any of the council member here interested. I welcome you to join you. The first one relate to that that tunnel. So I'm working on getting the fund to do a mural. So that way we'll hope that there will be less graffiti and less homeless people going there doing things, and kind of redo that whole area with new light, new paint, maybe brighter paint, or like Lisa said, that may be neon paint or something like that. But yeah, so working on that. Thanks to Lisa, Matt, and Son for working on that. We also thanks to Colin and Assembler Cheetah for their support. They actually make connection for us to talk to Caltrans, because it actually belongs to Caltrans. So there will be a lot more things that we need to do, but I will keep you guys posted here with the progress. So that's first. Second one, I talk about the traffic, right? So that one, there's very similar scenario that we need to work with Caltrans. I was told our staff gonna meet with Caltrans on Wednesday, tomorrow. I'm not sure that's the case or not, but I'm just gonna keep pushing it until I want to see a progress. Something is making our life better. Like we as a council member, we cannot even make it, so who else can make that change, right? So thank to our staff for helping and working on that. And the third one relate to the Women Club area that one of the residents spoke earlier. So I already talked to the Women Club, neighborhood, association, youth group, and a couple of businesses over there. We're gonna plan a day, probably sometime in October, and we'll work with our staff to do the cleanup. When I talked to the Women Club, they said that issue they have every day, and they have a lot of things that they need help with, safety, and maybe move the trash can further, so that way we don't have people hiding, right behind between the trash can and the building, etc. So I'm not gonna take too much of your time anymore, but those are the 3 projects that I really look forward to, and I'm really excited doing something good for our city. Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank all the residents that come here today to our public hearing tonight to speak out your thoughts and your opinion. That will help us to understand more about those issues and about our Garden Grove. And we'll promise we'll proceed it. The next thing is I would like to congratulate Mark Shermania and Maria Stripe, yes, for being named as 2025 and 2026 Garden Grove Chamber of Commerce Man and Woman of the Year. About last 2 weeks was very exciting for me too. Thanks to the councilwoman Cindy Tran for mentioning about our tour in the building site of the new Granville Police Building. We are very proud of our city, and thanks to our public workers. I also have a chance to opportunity to drive along with the police, and I would like to express my sincere thanks to Chief Al Farah for arranging such a wonderful experience for me. At the time, I also would like to thank Officer Quang for accompanying me around the city of Garden Grove. I have the opportunity to interact with residents to hear their important constructive idea. At the same time, I talk and guide some homeless people. Hopefully, that will help them. I also have an opportunity to talk to some small business as guided by Councilwoman, the city manager Lisa, that construct me and give me so much information about the small business opportunity that our city can offer. I have the opportunity to visit many parks in our city and admire we have such beautiful parks. So again, I support totally about the smoke-free at the park. And also, we actually interact about an issue and witness about 85 years old woman was assaulted while she's going shopping. I was very proud and pleased with the Granville Police Department and Fire Department for responding so quickly to help the woman and arrest the suspect. Back to the immigrant issue. I believe I have my responsibility to protect the safety and the well-being of my residents. But in the same time, we have to understand that we have to comply about the state and the federal law. We can't get away from that. So keep in mind that all those federal agents and officers, they have family, they have fathers, mother, they have wife and kid and husband. They just follow order and perform their works. So do not attack them, do not throw things at them. But we will try everything to do to inform you and make sure that they arrest those immigrants that actually violate the law. Then those are the ones that, and we'll make sure and we'll help those that paying tax, working good people. Thank you.
Thank you. Quickly, before I turn over to city manager and our city attorney, I just wanted to have us remember that 9/11, the 24th anniversary, is Thursday of that terrible and tragic day. Obviously, thousands of lives were lost. I certainly, if you're old enough, remember where you were the day that atrocity happened to our country. And not only do we obviously pay our respects for all those lives lost, but people that are still losing their lives from whether you were sifting through rubble or one of the heroes going up into one of the towers looking for people and so forth. The aftermath has had a ripple effect over decades. So obviously we want to pay our respects as a community and as a city. And our Orange County Fire Authority has a very somber and heartfelt ceremony that they host at their headquarters in Irvine. If that is not feasible for you and you'd like to watch, it's at 8:30 in the morning on 9/11, that's Thursday. and they'll be live streaming it on their Facebook page. So again, may we never forget. And on to our city manager.
No items, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. And City Attorney Sandoval?
No items for me either.
All right, with that, we stand adjourned.